Do you ever feel like the world around you is subtly, or not so subtly, telling you that your best years are behind you, that once you hit 60 certain doors just close? Perhaps you've started to believe that building real strength is impossible now, or that a vibrant, fulfilling intimate life is just a memory, or even that your mind simply isn't as sharp as it used to be. Making new challenges seem daunting. It's a painful reality that many men over 60 quietly face, often feeling a sense of resignation, like they've somehow passed their prime and are now on an irreversible decline. But what if I told you that much of what you've heard or even experienced about aging after 60, particularly for men, is simply not true? What if those limitations you feel aren't biological inevitabilities, but rather widespread myths that have held you back from living your fullest, most energetic, and most satisfying life as a doctor? I've seen firsthand how these damaging misconceptions can rob men of their vitality and joy. In this video, we're going to pull back the curtain on 3 of the most pervasive male myths after 60 myths that are keeping countless men from embracing their true potential. We'll uncover why they're false and, more importantly, what you can do to reclaim your strength, your intimacy, and your sharp mind. Watch to the end for something that will truly surprise you about what's possible. Let's dive straight into the first myth, one that weighs heavily on the minds of so many men once they cross that significant threshold of 60. It's the pervasive idea that you're too old to build muscle or get strong. You might hear it from friends, see it in media, or even feel it in your own body as you notice changes. The belief goes that after a certain age, muscle loss is inevitable, and any effort to regain strength is futile. You might feel a pang of sadness looking back at your younger, more robust self, and just assume that those days are gone forever, replaced by a slow, steady decline into frailty. This couldn't be further from the truth. While it is true that we naturally experience sarcopenia, which is an age-related loss of muscle mass and strength, this process is not some unstoppable force. It's largely influenced by our lifestyle. And crucially, it can be significantly slowed, halted, and even reversed. Think of it this way: your muscles, no matter your age, still retain the remarkable ability to respond to stimulus. They haven't forgotten how to grow. They just need a reason to. When you challenge them, they adapt, they get stronger, and they increase in mass. This isn't just about looking good, though that's certainly a nice bonus. It's about maintaining your independence, improving your balance, protecting your bones, boosting your metabolism, and quite frankly, feeling incredibly capable and confident in your own skin. So, how do you actively challenge this myth and start building real strength? Even if you haven't lifted anything heavier than a grocery bag in years, it's simpler than you might think. And it doesn't require becoming a bodybuilder overnight. The key is consistent, progressive resistance training. Start where you are, and gradually increase the challenge. For many men over 60, body weight exercises are an excellent starting point. Think about simple movements like wall push-ups, where you lean against a wall and push yourself away, or chair squats, where you sit down and stand up from a sturdy chair without using your hands. These exercises use your own body weight to provide resistance, safely building foundational strength. As you get stronger, you can progress to knee push-ups on the floor, or full squats if your knees allow. The goal is to feel your muscles working, to feel that gentle burn, which is a sign of them adapting. Once you're comfortable with bodyweight exercises, or if you're already quite active, consider adding light weights. You don't need a fancy gym membership, a set of dumbbells, even just 2 or 3 pounds to start, or resistance bands can be incredibly effective. Focus on compound movements that work multiple muscle groups at once: bicep curls, overhead presses, rows. And remember, proper form is paramount to prevent injury if you're unsure. Watching reputable online tutorials or even investing in a few sessions with a certified personal trainer specializing in older adults can make all the difference. They can show you how to execute movements safely and effectively. Consistency is more important than intensity when you're starting. Aim for 2 or 3 strength training sessions per week, with a day of rest in between to allow your muscles to recover and rebuild. Each session doesn't need to be long. Even 20 to 30 minutes of focused effort can yield remarkable results over time. Think of it like making deposits into your strength bank. Small, regular deposits add up significantly. Beyond the actual exercises, what you put into your body plays a massive role. Protein is the building block of muscle, and as we age, our bodies become less efficient at utilizing it. This means men over 60 often need more protein than younger individuals to maintain and build muscle mass. Aim for lean protein sources at every meal: chicken, fish, eggs, lean beef, beans, lentils, or dairy like Greek yogurt. A simple way to think about it is aiming for a palm-sized portion of protein at each meal. This consistent intake provides your muscles with the raw materials they need to repair and grow after your resistance training. Consider a gentleman I knew, Frank, who at 68 had become quite sedentary and found simple tasks like climbing stairs exhausting. He felt like his strength had simply evaporated. We started him with chair squats and wall push-ups, just a few repetitions every other day. Within a couple of months, he was able to do full squats without a chair and even some light dumbbell exercises. He told me he hadn't felt that strong in decades. And it wasn't just physical. His confidence soared. He started walking more, playing with his grandchildren with renewed energy, and genuinely felt younger. The point is, your body is an incredible machine, constantly adapting. The myth that you're too old to build muscle is just that, a myth. Your capacity for strength, vitality, and physical independence doesn't simply vanish at 60. It simply needs to be tapped into by consistently engaging in resistance training, even light bodyweight exercises, and fueling your body with adequate protein. You can absolutely defy this myth and experience a profound resurgence in your physical capabilities. Now that we've tackled the incredible potential for physical strength, let's talk about another area where myths often cast a long shadow, an area vital to overall well-being and connection. Next, we need to confront another deeply sensitive and often unspoken myth that can cause immense distress and isolation for men over 60. The idea that your sex life is over or significantly diminished. This myth often comes with a painful sense of loss, embarrassment, or resignation. Society, and sometimes even medical conversations, can subtly imply that sexual activity and intimacy fade into insignificance with age, leaving many men feeling as though they're somehow failing or are no longer desirable. This couldn't be further from the truth. While the landscape of intimacy might change as we age, the capacity for a fulfilling, passionate, and connected sex life absolutely endures and can even deepen. It's important to acknowledge that physical changes do occur. Erectile dysfunction, for example, becomes more common with age. Hormonal shifts, like a gradual decline in testosterone, can affect libido and energy. Other health conditions, such as heart disease, diabetes, or even certain medications, can also impact sexual function. However, the critical point is that these challenges are often manageable, treatable, and do not equate to the end of intimacy. Too many men suffer in silence, believing these changes are an inevitable sentence, rather than seeking solutions that are readily available. The first, and perhaps most crucial, step in debunking this myth is open and honest communication. If you have a partner, talking about your feelings, any physical changes, and your desires is paramount. Intimacy isn't solely about penetrative sex. It encompasses connection, affection, touch, and shared pleasure. Exploring different forms of intimacy can open up new avenues of connection that might be even more fulfilling than what you experienced in your younger years. Many couples find that understanding and adapting together brings them closer. From a medical perspective, Many common sexual health issues, like erectile dysfunction, have effective treatments. Medications known as PDE5 inhibitors are often highly successful, allowing men to regain erectile function. But it's not just about a pill. Often, lifestyle factors play a significant role. The same habits we discussed for building physical strength, regular exercise, a balanced diet, and maintaining a healthy weight, are powerful allies for sexual health. Exercise improves blood flow, which is crucial for erections, and helps manage conditions like diabetes and heart disease that can impact sexual function. A diet rich in fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean protein supports overall vascular health, reducing stress, ensuring adequate sleep, and limiting alcohol intake also contribute significantly to vitality and sexual well-being. Consider the mental and emotional aspects. 2. Stress, anxiety, and depression can profoundly impact libido and performance. Seeking support for these issues, whether through therapy, mindfulness practices, or simply engaging in activities that bring you joy, can revitalize your sexual health. Remember, your mind is a powerful sexual organ, and nurturing it is just as important as nurturing your body. I recall a patient, Michael, who, at 72, came to me feeling completely defeated about his sex life, convinced it was over. He had some underlying heart conditions he hadn't fully managed and was taking several medications. After we optimized his heart medication, discussed specific dietary changes, and explored the option of a low-dose PDE5 inhibitor, his confidence began to return. But what truly transformed things for him and his wife was the conversation we had about broadening their definition of intimacy. They started holding hands more, going for evening strolls, and simply being more physically affectionate without the pressure of performance. He later told me, "Doctor, it's not just about what I can do anymore. It's about what we share, and it's better than ever." This myth is utterly false. Your capacity for a rich and meaningful intimate life can absolutely thrive after 60 provided you address any underlying issues and embrace a broader view of connection. Now, let's turn our attention to another deeply ingrained fear that affects countless men as they age: the myth that you can't learn new things or change your routine. Your brain is in decline. This belief often leads to a sense of intellectual stagnation, where men might shy away from new hobbies, technologies, or even challenging conversations, fearing they're simply not as sharp as they once were. They might lament memory lapses, assume they're irreversible, and resign themselves to a future of diminishing cognitive abilities. But this is a profound misconception. Your brain, even at 60 and beyond, possesses an incredible capacity for neuroplasticity, the ability to reorganize itself, form new neural connections, and learn new things. It's truly a use-it-or-lose-it organ, and it responds remarkably well to continuous stimulation. While some natural slowing of cognitive processing speed might occur with age, this is vastly different from a general decline in intelligence or learning capacity. Many studies have shown that older adults can master new skills, learn new languages, and even earn degrees, sometimes outperforming younger learners in areas like wisdom and vocabulary. The key is engagement and challenge. So, how do you actively debunk this myth and keep your brain vibrant and agile? It comes down to a multifaceted approach, much like physical fitness. Firstly, embrace continuous learning. This doesn't mean going back to university, though it certainly could. It means actively seeking out new information and skills. Learn a new language. Pick up a musical instrument. Try a challenging puzzle like Sudoku or crosswords. Delve into a complex historical topic. Or even learn how to use a new app on your smartphone or tablet. The very act of engaging with something novel creates new neural pathways and strengthens existing ones. Think of your brain like a muscle. The more you exercise it with new challenges, the stronger and more flexible it becomes. Secondly, Social engagement is a powerful brain booster. Loneliness and isolation are detrimental to cognitive health. Actively participating in social activities, joining clubs, volunteering, or simply having regular, meaningful conversations with friends and family keeps your brain active and connected. These interactions stimulate different parts of your brain, encouraging memory recall, problem solving, and emotional processing. Thirdly, physical activity, surprisingly, is one of the best things you can do for your brain. The same exercise that builds muscle also boosts blood flow to the brain, delivering essential oxygen and nutrients. It also promotes the growth of new brain cells and protects existing ones. Aerobic exercise, like brisk walking, swimming, or cycling, is particularly beneficial for cognitive function, including memory and executive function. Fourth, pay attention to your diet. What's good for your heart is good for your brain. A diet rich in omega-3 fatty acids found in fish, antioxidants from colorful fruits and vegetables, and whole grains can support brain health. Limiting processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats is also crucial. Finally, prioritize sleep. During sleep, your brain consolidates memories, clears out metabolic waste, and repairs itself. Chronic sleep deprivation can significantly impair cognitive function. Aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep each night. If you struggle with sleep, addressing underlying issues like sleep apnea or restless leg syndrome can make a huge difference. Consider Roger, a retired engineer at 65 who believed his memory was shot. He was hesitant to even learn how to use streaming services on his TV. We encouraged him to start with simple online puzzles, then to join a local chess club. And finally, he took up learning Spanish with his grandchildren. He found not only that his memory improved, but his overall outlook became incredibly positive. He felt intellectually alive again. This myth that your brain is past its prime for learning is simply not true. With consistent mental engagement, physical activity, proper nutrition, and social connection, your cognitive abilities can remain sharp, adaptable, and vibrant well into your later years. There is so much more to explore and experience, and your brain is absolutely up to the task. Now that we've pulled back the curtain on these powerful myths, let's bring it all together and reinforce the incredible potential that lies within you. Regardless of your age, we've journeyed through some powerful misconceptions today, unmasking the truth behind the damaging ideas that can hold men back after 60. We've seen that the notion you're too old to build muscle and get strong is not just incorrect, but a barrier to a truly vibrant physical life. Your muscles are ready to respond, ready to grow, ready to regain that strength you might have thought was lost to time. It simply takes consistent effort and the right fuel. We also courageously tackled the myth that your sex life is over or diminished, revealing that intimacy, connection, and sexual fulfillment can absolutely evolve and deepen with age, often with simple adjustments, open communication, and available medical solutions. It's about embracing a broader definition of intimacy and prioritizing your overall well-being. And finally, we confronted the idea that your brain is in decline, incapable of learning new things, proving that cognitive vitality is not only possible, but thrives on engagement, learning, social connection, and a healthy lifestyle. These aren't just isolated pieces of advice. They are interconnected threads forming a tapestry of well-being that you absolutely have the power to weave for yourself. Imagine for a moment what it would feel like to approach your days with renewed physical strength, tackling tasks with ease and confidence. Picture the joy of a deeper, more connected, intimate life, free from the burden of performance anxiety or unspoken assumptions. Envision your mind staying sharp, eager to learn, and ready to engage with the world in new and exciting ways. This isn't a fantasy. It's a very real possibility when you shed these limiting beliefs and actively choose to invest in yourself. Remember, the journey of aging isn't a passive slide into decline. It's an active process of growth, adaptation, and discovery. Small, Consistent changes truly do make an enormous difference. You don't have to overhaul your entire life overnight. Start with one small step. Perhaps it's adding a few chair squats to your morning routine. Maybe it's initiating an open conversation with your partner about intimacy. Or perhaps it's simply picking up a book on a subject you've always been curious about. Each one of these actions, no matter how small, sends a powerful message to your body and your mind. I am capable. I am resilient. I am still growing. The most remarkable aspect of all this is the sense of liberation and empowerment that comes with realizing you're not defined by a number on a calendar. You are defined by your choices, your actions, and your mindset. By actively debunking these myths, you are not just improving your physical and mental health, you are reclaiming your narrative, deciding what your future will look like, and inspiring others around you. I'm genuinely curious to hear your thoughts and experiences. Have any of these myths resonated with you? What small step are you ready to take to defy them? Perhaps you've already started making changes and have seen incredible results. Please share your insights and stories in the comments below. Your experiences could be exactly what someone else needs to hear to start their own journey of transformation. If this video has opened your eyes to new possibilities or given you the encouragement you needed, please give it a thumbs up. Liking the video helps more men find this vital information, empowering them to live their best lives. And if you want more practical, encouraging advice like this to help you navigate life after 60 with confidence and vitality, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. This isn't just about debunking myths. It's about unlocking your true potential. It's about remembering that age is a number, but vitality, strength, and a sharp mind are a choice. Embrace this powerful truth. Your best years are not behind you. They are here, waiting for you to claim them. Live your best life at every age.